At this time, I would like to bring to the stage the Reverend Jonathan Weaver, who is the director at Industrial Bank and the pastor of the Greater Mount Negro AME Church in Bowie, Maryland.
Our God and our Father, we come before you on this evening, first of all, to say thank you.
Reminiscent of the 40s with freshness of today, we'll take you on a journey. Enjoy and relax, we'll sing some jazz support. Sad boy, sad boy, sad boy.
About on this Monday evening, we reflect on the life of Jesse Mitchell and the others that were responsible for the founding of this financial institution in the midst of the Great Depression.
I leave you with this before I present a plaque. When other institutions said no, Industrial Bank said yes. I am pleased on behalf of the citizens of Prince George's County to present this proclamation to Industrial Bank.
It has been very special to the District of Columbia for the last 4 years, and who has done a fantastic job leading this city and much growth. And no offense to anyone, but he's done a fantastic job, and we believe in him. Everybody give a round of applause for Mayor Vincent Gray.
I want to thank the Mitchell family, and I especially want to thank the current CEO, Doyle Mitchell Jr. And Doyle, I'd like to ask you to come up, if you would, and I'd like to be able to present to you this Stephen Frank. This actually was done on August 20th of this year, and that was the actual anniversary, right? Actually 80th birthday. And I'm glad we could do it on the but I'm also glad that we're back here tonight on November 10th to be able to officially salute and present this proclamation to you. You know, the day that we presented it, we said that we were declaring August 20th, 2014. But not only August 20th, 2014, but how about November 10th, 2014, ladies and gentlemen, as Industrial Bank Day in the District of Columbia.
Good evening, and if my colleague from Ward 5, Councilmember Kenya McDuffie, will join me. I just have to tell a brief story, and as a daughter of the District of Columbia, it brought me great pride at the age of 14 when I had my first job that my parents told me I had to open up a bank account. And that bank account, because of my grandparents and my parents growing up in the Shaw community, was at Industrial Bank.
Last but certainly not least, our Mayor-elect, Muriel Bowser.
Well, good evening, everybody. I certainly wanted to come to add my hearty congratulations to the Mitchell family for their great legacy in the District of Columbia and indeed this entire region. I've had the great privilege of representing Ward 4 in the Council of the District of Columbia for the last 7 years, and the great privilege of working with Industrial Bank on Georgia Avenue. I know firsthand what they do for our communities.
So David Dyson is from the area as well. Special request by Doyle himself. Been on tour with Pieces of a Dream. Played with the folks like Mesa, Bob James. New Kids on the Block. How about that, David?
He most recently concluded the second of 2 terms as chairman of the National Bankers Association. He successfully guided our institution through the most recent economic crisis, at which point the bank remained profitable every one of those years. Please join me in welcoming to the podium B. Doyle Mitchell Jr. and Patricia Ann Mitchell.
Good evening, and thank you, everyone, for coming. This is a very, very proud day. Leading up to this day, I was thinking, what would I want to speak about? What is it that Jesse Mitchell and the original board of directors were thinking about in 1934? Were they thinking that this institution would be around in 80 years? From all the stories I've heard, it was all about unity and pride in 1934 when they started Industrial Bank of Washington. The clothes, the cleanliness in the neighborhood, the community spirit. The Shaw neighborhood was the mecca for black intellectuals. We always hear about Black Broadway and the music and entertainment, but Shaw was also about the entrepreneurs. The man down the street, the shine shoes, Scurlock Studios that had started in 1911, the attorneys. It was all about blacks doing business with blacks. They had to in order to survive. They had to create a business of their own. In 1934, there was no bank to lend money to blacks. The previous black bank closed its doors in 1932, which was very devastating to the black community. 474 people, associations, and churches raised $65,000 to start this bank. My grandfather, Jesse Mitchell, was president until 1954 when he became ill and passed the baton to my father, B. Doyle Mitchell Sr. My father opened the first branch beyond its original location at 11th and U in 1962 at Georgia and Delafield, where we are still located. The building was originally a funeral home, and they would not sell to blacks. So one of our close friends, board members, who was a dentist, who passed for white, purchased the building and then sold it to Industrial Bank. My father also expanded in several other Washington, D.C. neighborhoods. The Reeves Center, American University, our downtown location on F Street. When he died in 1993, the baton was passed once again to another Mitchell, my brother, B. Doyle Mitchell Jr., even though he doesn't like being called Junior anymore. Under his leadership, we purchased 2 branches in Prince George's County from the Resolution Trust Corporation, changing our name to Industrial Bank and dropping of Washington. We want to continue our mission and do what our founders expected by providing different types of financial services. We also want to continue our countless hours of community service. Through our partnership with Bank on DC, we have assisted hundreds of individuals with a second chance at banking. Annually, we participate with the United Planning Organization to prepare taxes for underserved residents. Our staff stands at the subway, collects discarded Metro cards to give them to the homeless veterans that are in need of transportation. What about our participation with the Department of Human Services Return to Work program, where we discuss life strategies, etiquette, resume writing? And guess what? We recently hired 2 individuals from that program. And let's not forget about all the work we do with Operation Hope that includes seminars to seniors about identity theft and elder abuse. We provide financial empowerment through our partnership with the Collective Empowerment Group and the Ethiopian community, not to mention the countless hours at schools and churches. Although we may be classified by the FDIC as a black bank, we are a community bank that lends most of its money in the neighborhoods where our customers live and work. A community bank where our bank officers are accessible and they go to Ben's Chili Bowl for breakfast and hot dogs just like everyone else. We are ordinary people dedicated to the extraordinary mission of serving people like you and thousands of others in the Washington metropolitan area. And I want to say a special hello to who I think is our oldest customer, and she's here tonight. I don't know if she left. Her name is Inez Dade, and she just turned 102. Thank you to all of our family, the Mitchells, the Hayeses, the Thompsons. Thanks to all of our customers and our amazing staff. Please help us continue our legacy for another 80 years. Thank you.
And now, B. Doyle Mitchell Jr. B. Doyle Mitchell.
Yeah, there are a few people around that can call me Junior, but Trisha is not one of them. Good evening again. I have to acknowledge, we acknowledged all of our directors before, but I do want to acknowledge our chairman, Clinton Chapman, right here on stage. Mr. Chapman was very special, very helpful to me after my father died, and he acted as a father figure. Number two, I need to acknowledge all of our terrific employees, wherever you are in the building. Please raise and wave your hand. Man, we have some terrific folks working for us that are dedicated. I love each and every one of you. You know, words cannot say enough how we feel about this moment. To express to all of you and thousands of Industrial Bank customers over 8 decades of what it means is almost impossible. It is them and hundreds of employees that have truly built this institution. Patricia and I know it's just not of ourselves by any stretch of the imagination. Hundreds of former and current employees have put their heart and souls into Industrial Bank and have cared for our customers, which today are over 10,000 strong. I feel very humbled at this moment and very much at your service. Some of our former employees, I've been raised by some of you. I've been trained by some of you. I've been raised and trained by some of you, and even reprimanded by some of you. But all in all, I thank you. Tonight is a celebration about our history, but what about our future? Industrial Bank is well prepared for the next 80 years. Financially, you heard we didn't lose any money during the Great Recession. And we built capital to levels that we've never seen before. We've given our Georgia Avenue branch a nice facelift, if you haven't seen it. And the renovation of the U Street branch will be underway shortly. We rolled out our mobile app, and last year we introduced remote deposit for businesses and individuals. Before this year is out, we're going to be using social media to tell our story, and the story that makes such a difference in the lives of people. We'll use it to reach thousands of entrepreneurs. We have a new partnership with New York Life to offer life insurance, annuities, long-term care. And we'll combine those products with estate planning services to prepare multiple generations the information they need to plan for their futures. But we still need you. Federal laws and regulations have made it tougher than ever before to do business as a community bank. And we need you to avail yourselves to all of our services and tell a friend, tell a family member that Industrial Bank should be their community bank as well. We have tables set up. If you want information, we will gladly provide it. Your support will help us continue growing and further our efforts to support our community. Thank you very much, and I have one final announcement. People ask me, well, before I do that, did y'all like Marcus? Ain't he fantastic? You know, Marcus is in the wine business. There's some Flow wine down there, and I don't know if you had to ask for it specifically. You drinking it? All right. Okay. All right. Before you go, try it out. Just let me know what you think. Marcus is a Georgetown law student and a musician, which is a very interesting combination. People have always said to me, go to your bank, give me some money. And I tell them, we don't give you money, we lend you money. But now, for the first time in 80 years, Industrial Bank is going to give away some money. We're going to give away $80,000. This is our small business grant initiative, and in an effort to continue to serve as a key catalyst, delivering the capital necessary to support small business growth and development, Industrial Bank is announcing a new small business grant initiative to support existing entrepreneurial enterprises to position them for long-term success. Now, when I say existing businesses, we're looking for businesses 1 to 3 years. So we're not talking about businesses that are fully established. This money is for younger businesses. And we won't underwrite it like we do our loans, so we will be giving it away. 5 grants totaling $80,000 will be awarded to companies meeting specific criteria, all doing business in Industrial Bank service areas. And we're going to have 4 partners that are just going to help us get out the word to small and budding businesses. First will be the U.S. Black Chambers, Inc., FSC First of Prince George's County, Operation Hope, and D.C. Chamber of Commerce. I know I saw Harry Wingo here from the D.C. Chamber of Commerce. There's Harry right there. And I also saw Ron Busby from the U.S. Black Chambers, Inc. We're going to start this program. Next week, we will begin to start taking grant applications. Next week, you'll be able to find the application on our website. The submission deadline will be January 15th.
Just before you came along, my heart was singing all sad love songs. Each and every passing day, I would pray that you would come my way. Was feeling weak, but I stay strong. Strong enough just to hold on to. Witness the answer to my prayers. And like a bolt of lightning, out of the blue into my heart. Wasn't expecting you so soon, but I'm so glad you're here in my life now. Everything is gonna be alright. Out of the blue, straight from my dreams. Unselfish love is what you bring. Boy, I'm so glad you're here in my life now. Everything is gonna be alright.
It don't mean a thing, y'all, if it ain't got the Industrial Bank swing. Do I like that. I'm gonna try that verse again. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got the Industrial Bank swing. Do I? With Marcus Johnson and Mason in the house. It don't mean a thing, y'all, if it ain't got the Industrial Bank swing. Do I? Mr. Marcus Johnson on keyboard. Thing, if it ain't got the Industrial Bank swing. Do I? Mr. DeAndre Schaefer.
fool you. No, that ain't horrible, coward, any of that stuff. This is how we roll, y'all. Back 'em on up, y'all. Back 'em on up. Come on, Sam.
Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot.